Naca Hand and Rehab Escrow explained how repairs can be financed into your mortgage. Section 1 Intro Understanding one of Naca's most powerful features. Welcome back, everyone, to Will_Naca Journey CA. Before we begin, I want to remind everyone that I am not affiliated with, employed by, or representing Naca in any way. I am simply documenting my personal journey through the Naca home buying process here in California and sharing what I learned along the way. Also, if it sounds like I'm reading from a script, that's intentional. I want the information I share to be as accurate, organized, and clear as possible so that anyone following along can easily understand each step of the process. Today, I want to talk about a topic that I believe is one of the most misunderstood parts of the entire NACA program, and that is hand and rehab escrow. Many people hear these terms mentioned during webinars, workshops, or while researching NACA online. But what exactly are they? How do they work together? Can repairs really be financed into your mortgage? When does hand become involved? And what responsibilities fall on the buyer? In this video, I want to walk through the basics of hand, explain what rehab escrow is, discuss how they work together, and talk about both the benefits and realities that every buyer should understand before pursuing this strategy. Section 2. What is hand? More than just repairs. One thing that can be confusing for new members is that hand and rehab escrow are not exactly the same thing. HAND stands for Home or Neighborhood Development. Purpose of HAND is to help ensure that homes purchased through NACA are safe, functional, affordable, and sustainable for long-term home ownership. HAND looks at things such as health issues, safety concerns, code violations, structural concerns, major mechanical systems, deferred maintenance. The goal is not simply to identify problems. The goal is to help prevent homeowners from purchasing properties that may create significant financial hardships after closing. In other words, HAND helps determine whether a property is truly affordable, not just the monthly payment, but also the condition of the home itself. Because a home with major hidden problems can quickly become unaffordable. HAND is not only evaluating the condition of the home, it is also evaluating whether the required repairs and future maintenance costs fit within the buyer's overall affordability picture. As part of the home buying process, HAND may become involved when inspections or property evaluations identify issues that need further review. Depending on the property's condition, HAND may help determine whether repairs are required, what repairs are recommended, and how those items could impact affordability and long-term ownership costs. Section 3. What is rehab escrow? Financing repairs into the mortgage. Now let's talk about rehab escrow. Rehab escrow is the part that gets most people's attention. Why? Because it may allow eligible repairs and improvements to be financed as part of the mortgage. Instead of paying for certain repairs entirely out of pocket after closing, approved repair costs can potentially be included within the financial structure. This can create opportunities for buyers who are willing to purchase homes that need work. For example, roof replacement, HVAC replacement, plumbing repairs, electrical upgrades, structural repairs, health and safety corrections, certain renovation projects. The exact repairs and eligibility will depend on the property, the scope of work, program requirements, and program approval. It's important to understand that not every repair automatically becomes part of a rehab escrow. The property, the repairs being processed, contractor estimates, affordability considerations, and program guidelines all play a role in determining what may qualify. Depending on the situation and program requirements, repairs may be handled through an improved rehab process rather than requiring the buyer to fund everything independently after closing. But the basic concept is simple. Rather than avoiding every property that needs work, rehab escrow may provide a path to address certain approved repairs through the home financing process. Section 4. How HAND and rehab escrow work together. The connection many buyers miss. This is where many people get confused. HAND is not rehab escrow, and rehab escrow is not HAND. They work together. Think of HAND as the evaluation and oversight side. Think of rehab escrow as the repair financing side. A simplified version of the process might look something like this: property identified, inspection performed, issues discovered, HAND review, contractor estimates obtained, repair scope developed, repair eligibility reviewed, rehab escrow structured, closing, approved repairs completed. HAND helps determine what repairs may be required and helps review the process. Rehab escrow provides the mechanism for addressing approved repairs. Together, they create a system that may allow buyers to purchase homes requiring improvements while still protecting affordability. Section 5. Why this matters in California. My personal interest in the strategy. One reason this area interests me so much is because I'm located here in California. California home prices can make affordability extremely challenging, even for buyers with solid income, savings, and credit. That's one reason I'm spending so much time learning how programs like HAND and Rehab Escrow work. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm particularly interested in properties that may be available below market value. Many buyers immediately eliminate homes that need repair. Many investors eliminate properties when profit margins become too thin. And many traditional buyers simply don't want the hassle. That can sometimes create opportunities. If a property needs roof work, plumbing repairs, electrical upgrades, HVAC replacement, significant deferred maintenance, some buyers walk away. But if HAND and rehab escrow can be used appropriately, those same properties may become worth consideration, not because they're easy, not because they're risk free, and not because every property will qualify, but because they may create opportunities that don't exist with fully renovated homes. For someone like me who is focused on affordability and long term sustainability, understanding how these tools work is extremely important. Section 6. The reality most people don't talk about. This is not passive investing. This is probably the most important section of the entire video because many people hear repairs financed into the mortgage and immediately assume everything becomes easy. That is not my understanding. In reality, the buyer still has significant responsibilities. You may need to coordinate contractors, obtain estimates, schedule inspections, monitor timelines, follow repair requirements, communicate with multiple parties, respond to requests for information, keep projects moving, track deadlines, review contractor work, help resolve issues when they arise, Make sure contractors provide accurate and complete documentation when required. In other words, you still have to manage the process. HAND provides oversight and guidance, but the buyer remains actively involved. This is not a situation where you simply sign paperwork and walk away while someone else is handling everything. The more repairs involved, the more important organization, communication, and project management become. That's one reason why I believe buyers should fully understand the responsibilities before pursuing a property that requires substantial repairs. Section 7, Benefits, Risks, and Realities, the good and the challenging. Let's talk about both sides. Potential benefits: access to homes other buyers avoid, ability to address needed repairs, potential opportunity to purchase below market value, improved affordability compared to purchasing a fully renovated property, ability to customize certain repairs to fit your needs, potential access to inventory that receive less competition, potential challenges, more complexity, additional coordination, contractor management, repair timelines, unexpected issues, additional documentation, potential delays, increased responsibility for the buyer. This is why I view HAND and Rehab Escrow as powerful tools, but they are still tools. Success depends on the understanding how they work, understanding the risk, and being prepared for the responsibilities that come with them. Section 8, in closing, powerful tools when used correctly. Personally, I believe HAND and Rehab Escrow may be two of the most powerful tools available within the Naca program. Not because they make homeownership easy, but because they may create opportunities where other buyers only see problems. And in a high cost market like California, opportunities matter. Throughout this video, we've discussed what HAND is, what Rehab Escrow is, how they work together, the potential benefits, the potential challenges, and the responsibilities that come with using these tools. And for me, that's the most important takeaway. HAND and Rehab are not shortcuts. They are tools. And like any tool, success depends on understanding how they work, preparing properly, and staying actively involved throughout the process. As I continue moving through my own Naca journey, I'll keep sharing what I learn about affordability, property selection, inspections, repairs, contractors' responsibilities, and the realities of home ownership here in California. I'll also continue creating videos that take a deeper look at NACA programs, home buying strategies, affordability tools, and the practical realities of navigating the process step by step. And if you're following a similar path, be sure to check out the other videos on the channel covering NACA programs, NACA strategies, affordability opportunities, member portal tips, intake preparation, and other topics related to home buying journey. Thank you for following along. Real process, real steps, real home ownership. And I'll see you in the next video. Disclaimer: this video is based solely on my personal experience and understanding of the NACA program at the time of the recording. I am not affiliated with, employed by, or representing NACA in any way. I am not a NACA counselor, mortgage professional, attorney, tax advisor, financial advisor, contractor, or home inspector. Program guidelines, requirements, procedures, and eligibility standards can change over time. Always verify information directly with NACA and consult appropriate professionals regarding your specific situation.